Hey there, welcome back to my channel, and let's get right into it. Today I'm going to address a topic that I see quite frequently on the forums, the Facebook groups, parents groups, and I even get a few emails and comments about. And it basically goes something like this. Number one, I have a nomination, but I'm really not confident that I'm going to get an appointment to the academy. Or number two, I really feel that I'm qualified, but I'm waiting on the nomination, but I really believe that I can get an appointment. But for both questions there, should I have a plan B? And the answer is yes, yes, and yes, you should have a plan B. To quote the great philosopher Yogi Berra, he said way back when, it ain't over till it's over, or it ain't over until the fat lady sings. And that is a very true statement in life, and especially when applying to and trying to get into a service academy. There are many reasons why you may not get into or go to a service academy, even if you do have a nomination and an appointment. And one of the ones that we see occasionally, not frequently, and not frequently enough for those who might be alternates, but we do occasionally see, is that somebody who is planning to go to the academy, got the nomination, got the appointment, passed the whole 9 yards, decides at the last minute that they do not want to go to the academy. And they don't have a plan B. They didn't look at whether they should go to a different college or whatever they want to do next in life. They just didn't plan. And so here they are, probably approaching the end of the school year, and they don't have a plan to go to another college, and they kind of screwed up their life for a very short time for the first semester in the fall for a real college on what they're going to do. So that sets them back a little bit. We don't see that a lot. Thankfully, we don't see that a lot. But yes, it does happen. People decide that they don't want to go at the last minute. The next reason that we see that people don't go to the academy is, number one, that they get hurt or they have a serious medical problem. Things happen. People get hurt playing sports. People get sick. Hopefully they can get a deferment. They can go with the next class. But if they can't, and they're just medically disqualified because they blew out their knee or they had a serious medical condition, then they don't have a plan B to go to a regular school in the fall. It's a difficult thing. So you got to have a plan B. Even if you have an acceptance, nomination and acceptance to go to the academy, do not fail to apply to another school, just as a backup. It doesn't have to be your number one choice. It doesn't have to be your number 10th choice, but just apply to a school to have a backup just in case something happens. And then, of course, you might get the nomination and might not get the appointment. And they might put you on the waiting list. You might be on the national waiting list for the appointment, and it might come all the way down to the end and you don't get in. And if you don't get in and you don't have a plan B, there you go. More importantly, if you're right there on that cusp as an alternate or on the national waiting list to get in, and you don't have a plan B, you've actually lost the opportunity now, and listen to me closely because this does happen. You lost the opportunity now to go to school in the fall and take those much needed STEM classes to improve your resume when time comes to reapply for the fall. So all of you out there who have gone through the process already and have the nomination but don't have the appointment, you know the timeline. So you graduate from school here in the spring or early summer, May or June or wherever you graduate. If you don't get the chance to go to your first semester of college, you'll have no grades. And then when you go for your congressional interviews in the fall, people are going to say, okay, well, I see that you graduated from high school. We understand that you didn't get in. What did you do? And what are you going to say? I didn't go to school because I didn't have a backup plan. Or I went to the local community college. I couldn't get the classes that I want, but I took, basket weaving and whatever. You don't want to do that. So you want to have a backup plan just for that case. It's very important. And here I'm going to share with you a little secret that some of you out there probably know, and probably a lot of you out there don't know. You know, congressmen, especially congressmen, have a lot of nominations to hand out. And in states where there's a lot of people, they're competing. There's 2 senators and there's a congressman. But a congressman may give a nomination to somebody who they know might not get in, who might not just meet the qualifications. But their point of view is, hey, look, they meet my qualifications as a congressman. They serve their community. They do all the things they're supposed to do. They're Boy Scouts, they're Girl Scouts. They do community service. They're top tier athletes, blah, blah, blah. But the grades just are not quite good enough. And a lot of times these congressmen think that, hey, maybe the schools would like this candidate and will send them to a prep school. Or maybe they just might get in. But don't forget, congressmen are political animals. They want to get reelected. So they may give a nomination to somebody who might really not have a chance of getting in, just as a political act. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about that. That is nothing bad about that. Getting a nomination is a good thing, and you never know if you get in, if you don't get in. But when you get a nomination from a congressman or a senator, most likely a congressman, and you don't get in, you're going to go, I always remember that congressman, and that congressman gave me a nomination to, West Point, Annapolis, Kings Point, Air Force, wherever. And you always have a warm feeling in your heart for that congressman, and you will vote for that congressman the next election cycle. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way it is. I mean, to this day, I can remember talking to my congressman on the phone when he told me that I got into my academy, and the guy's name was Otis G. Pike. And I remember to this day clearly talking to him. I remember the conversation. I remember voting for him. And I have to look up what happened to him. And hopefully I can find a picture and put the picture up here of him. But that guy gave me my nomination. I don't know what his politics were. I really don't care. But he's always near and dear to my heart. Because without his nomination, I wouldn't have gone into my academy. So always have a backup plan. In conclusion, always have a backup plan. Always plan for the worst. If you plan for the worst, you will always be prepared, and you'll be prepared for the best. So I wish you luck. Good luck. Things are moving forward here in this year. And those of you that have your nominations, congratulations. Those of you who have your appointments, congratulations. And those of you who are still waiting for everything to break, good luck to you. Thank you very much, and bye now.